Hello, my lovely audience. Welcome to another video. Hi, Patchy. Hi, Pappy. Okay, my cat. Anyway, so, yeah. As you can guess, it's like 1 in the morning right now, so not 100%. Also, sorry for the lack of uploads recently. It's just kind of been a very hectic week for me. So, yeah, but happy spooky month. Happy October. I'm probably gonna go to bed right after I post this, so yeah. Sorry if I don't respond to your comments, like, quickly. I'll probably do it in the morning. Still leave them, though. I'll check when I wake up. Anyway, so, yeah. Let's get on with what if Deku was, well, a vampire lich hybrid. Now, Izuku would be born into the Yagi family. Izuku Yagi. He will have a sister named, I don't know. The whole Azumi and Azuka thing is kind of stereotypical, so how about... Aww, my cat's purring. How about... Yeah, Ichinos. Just the most vanilla name I can think of. Ichinos. So, yeah. Anyway, so Izuku would be born to the Yagi family, and, well... Oh, good grief. Brain diaxy not working. So, and, well, he would not be treated the best because, well, he's quirkless. The day he finds out that he's quirkless, it's a heartbreaker for him. He wants to be like his dad, he wants to be a hero, but he can't. And so thus, well, he's kind of ostracized from the family for many, many years. And, well, yeah, because of this, well, Izuku would essentially grow up alone, needing to, well, he lived in the same house as them, but he needed to do everything he could, well, for himself. He had to make his own food, he had to clean. In fact, he pretty much became essentially the housemaid. You know, unpaid labor. Unpaid child labor. That's dark. Okay, my cat is busy rubbing themselves up against a plastic bowl right now, which is that little banging sound. So, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah. Izuku, growing up, would develop this ideology that he needs to earn love, but others do not. Just because he is quirkless and lacks power, it means that he needs to earn the love of others, which isn't healthy. It is not, but it's how he grows up. So, one day, when Izuku is about 6, he would come across an odd book whilst he's looking through the family's library. Oh, good grief. And, well, this odd book would go into details of many different things, many different creatures, many different monsters. Things ranging from vampires to... Oh, Patchy, could you, like, stop rubbing against the bowl? It's making the recording difficult. Just guess you like the bowl. But, yeah. So, many different monsters, many different creatures, essentially. But there's two that really catch his eye. A being known as a lich, and a being known as a vampire. Both because, well, they're some of the strongest creatures in the books. Vampires only being able to be killed by a wooden stake through the heart, and, well, direct sunlight. Whilst a lich is practically immortal, unless you can, well, kill its soul. If you have no method of destroying its soul, then, well, you just can't kill it. It can just get new bodies and make new bodies indefinitely. Now this really interested Zuko. Well, in case you're wondering, like, All Might bought this bought this from an antique store because he thought it was like a nice product, just from an antique store to brag about. So, yes. After, Izuku read through the book and memorized and learned everything he could, he learned how to become a lich. And, the supposed methods of becoming a lich, and the supposed method of becoming a vampire. Now, not once again, but Izuku just, he assumes that this is just a silly little book, like a D&D book, but he still has hopes, and, he still hopes that it could do something for him. It is detailed in the book that, if one were to carve the symbol of, a lich, and the symbol, good grief, if one were to carve the symbol of a lich onto his arm, right before death, the wound has to be open for it to work. He has to carve the symbol into his arm whilst he's still alive. Then, he should be able to come back as a lich. And, if he were to drink a special concoction made from, the blood of others, mixed with a bit of goat blood, mixed with some, odd herbs, and, etc., etc. And, one could become a true vampire, not like the basic kind, a true breed vampire. Pure blood, like Dracula. So, Izuku, being hopeful, would, over the course of many years of his life, up to the start of the anime, collect the herbs and ingredients necessary to make the vampire's brew, as I am calling it, and, he always kept a knife on him, just in case. So, one day, All for One wanted to hurt Yagi. He wanted to hurt him. And, since All for One knew that All Might had a family, and, he also knew that All Might thought he was dead by now, by this point, All for One, knowing these things, would, decide to poison who he deemed to be the better candidate for One for All after a while of observing. Oh, good grief. After a while of observing his, children go about their day-to-day lives, he came to a conclusion. He was going to kill the better One for All candidate, the one who was more heroic, as you would say, this being Izuku. So one day, whilst Izuku's cleaning up the library, he would take a sip from, his hot chocolate that he made for himself. He had to, just so you know, he had to buy the hot chocolate, the hot chocolate packets. And, how he got the money was, from odd jobs, mowing people's lawns, trimming their gardens, having intercourse with a few perverts, but we don't talk about that. As we all know, I can't make a dark what if without sprinkling a little bit of that into my videos. We all know it's basically a staple of my channel, which is very fucked up since it's actually a very, very serious crime, and if anyone's going through it, I fully support you, and I hope that you can recover from what probably is the most mentally harrowing thing you can go through in your life. And I mean this no matter who you are. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a child, or an old person. I support you. I believe in true equality, and, well, true equality is unconditional support to people who have gone through SA, regardless of gender or age. Okay? Just no matter what, I support thy. So, yeah. Anyway, that little rant aside, Izuku, well, would drink from his hot chocolate and start to cough up blood. It was poisoned. And, well, as he's on the floor coughing up blood, he would take out his knife shakily and, well, carve the symbol of the lich into his arm. For reference, think like the Egyptian Ankh. He would carve it into his arm, then take a swig of, well, the vampire's brew. And then, with one final cough, he would die on the floor. This was like 8 at night. So the next morning, Inko's going into, well, the study, for her, like, morning book reading session, like, reading her favorite, romance novel. And she would see Izuku's corpse on the ground, the blood, and, well, the carved symbol in his arm. And, well, she would scream, waking everyone else up in, well, the Yagi Manor. Anyway, so, yeah. That was the day Izuku Yagi's death was announced to the public. Now, the public did not know All Might had children. He kept his personal life under wraps, but his son is dead. Like, his son is dead. Well, you know what? I don't think he's gonna go public with it. No, he's not gonna go public with it. Just, like, yeah. He isn't going public with it. So, but yeah, Izuku's dead, and as you can guess, when Izuku died, the entire family started to regret what they did, because it was assumed suicide from, the fact that he carved the symbol, well, he carved that into his arm, or like some kind of villain with a madness quirk. But he died in a very unpleasant way. It's currently assumed as suicide, and the fact that it is makes the entire Yagi family feel awful. For emotionally abusing and manipulating him for multiple years of his life, along with completely and totally ignoring his both physical and mental needs. Yeah, family of the year, everybody. But yeah. So, eventually, a funeral would be held for, well, Izuku. Now, this video may end up being short. I will try and get it up to 20 minutes at the minimum. No promises, though. So, yeah, a funeral will be held for Izuku Yagi. Now, the entire middle school class of Izuku's feels bad for, emotionally abusing him for multiple years of his life. Emotionally and physically abusing him for multiple years of his life, including Bakugo, and that shit-stained, rat-faced bastard of a teacher. I hate that man with a passion, and I don't know why. But yeah. All of them, including Izuku's sister, feel bad. More specifically, Izuku's sister, because, well, I'm just gonna say this now. If you mistreat one child, you probably mistreat the others. Well, yeah. Whilst Ichino's was given better treatment than Izuku, he was still she was still neglected quite a lot. She was neglected physically, more specifically emotionally. His parents, well, her parents gave her food, and that's about it. Nothing else. Izuku was kind of, well, the backbone for her development in life. He was kind of the pillar that she leaned on for majority of her life, and she feels horrible because, well, everyone in her life treated Izuku like shit. So she, just out of desire, out of a need to fit in with everyone else and have, well, everyone like her, her quirk is, well, I'll just say her quirk's a telekinesis quirk. Just anything. Yeah, it's a telekinesis quirk. So she wasn't hated in school, but not really loved, if you get it. You know what? Yeah, no. Her quirk is a telekinesis quirk that anything she lifts up lights on green fire. And this what if Hisashi is Inko's, like, grandfather, if that makes sense. So, telekinesis, it lights on fire. But, yeah, just how she was raised with everyone, like, always up, always talking about how cool her quirk is, and, well, the emotional neglect from her parents. She kind of developed this mentality of needing as many people as possible to like her. It's just this kind of insecurity that she had growing up. Well, resulting in, well, her treating like Zuko like shit, even though she hated it. But she did this to fit in, to get people to like her. And, well, Izuku never really minded. But now that he's dead, she suddenly stopped caring about what everyone else thought about her. Now they were all just fake friends who she had to change herself to, well, fit in with them. Now she realized that in reality, the only person that was there for her was her brother, and, well, she fucked that up, essentially. Now, the day of Izuku's funeral. Everyone goes about their, things and all that jazz. Sobbing and, like, saying their apologies and blah blah blah. Yes, and Izuku's entire middle school class, including parents, were invited. So, yeah. But when it's Ichino's turn to, like, get up on the stands and talk about how great of a person Izuku was in life, she can't. Not because she didn't like him, not because he wasn't a good person. She just breaks down crying, begging for her brother back. She just repeats the words, "I'm sorry, Izuku. I'm sorry, I was such a horrible sister. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I want you back. I want my brother back. I know I'll treat you better. I'll be a better sister." Like, she just repeats those words, crying over Izuku's coffin. And, well, no one really has the bravery to get up there and pull her off. She needs this. As well, cut to Izuku the moment he died. He was in a type of black void, just floating there. Then a set of, cyan, kind of cyan blue and hot pink, like very bright blue and pink colors, would form into a spiral pattern, which would then form into a set of flaming eyes. As Izuku would just kind of look at this being, and he would go, "What are you?" "Oh, yeah. Hi. Okay, this is some fourth wall breaking right here, but yeah." What do you mean?" he would say, confused at why the set of glowing eyes in this dark, endless void was narrating everything he was saying. As, at a snap of the fingers, suddenly Izuku would be sat on a chair, sat on a table, in front of a strange creature wearing a mask with a vaguely humanoid shape. The mask covered its entire head, and, well, it had the before mentioned purple and, well, not hot pink and cyan blue spiral patterned eyes. They were sat in the middle of a field of, well, seemingly endless white flowers, and Izuku was just blankly staring at it as it continued to narrate everything he said and did. Please, could you just explain what the fuck's going on? The creature, well, the person, creature, the thing, would rest its hand, well, its head against its hand, putting its hand, well, arm against the table, and go, oh, yeah, for the sake of, well, you kind of carved that symbol into your arm and drank that odd vampire brew. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do here, so I'm just gonna decide, fuck it, and make you an absurdly horrific being. What do you mean by that? Izuku looked very confused and was starting to get frustrated with the strange man's narration of him. I mean, I'm gonna just say, fuck it, it's spooky season in, well, my world right now, so you're basically gonna get the best of both worlds, essentially. The lich's immortality and immunity to sunlight, the vampire's regeneration, and, well, eternally good-looking body, meaning, you won't become a corpse, and, well, you won't need to constantly find new hosts. So, yeah, have fun with that. Oh, okay. So, who are you, exactly? I'm the guy who came up with this bullshit idea. Well, no, I'm not the guy who came up with the idea. That was actually a suggestion, but no matter. Izuku would stare, completely flabbergasted at what the fuck was going on, and he was really annoyed with the fact that this strange man won't stop swearing. Anyway, whilst we deal with that whole cadenza of getting your body in order, because this is a lot, the strange man would just manifest a type of scroll as it would just roll to the ground and just roll off into the distance. Yeah, this is all the bullshit you'll be able to do, so it'll take a couple of days to get all that registered and jazzed, as you would say. So, feel free to just kind of wander around, see your family whilst you're dead, I guess. Just be a ghost whilst we get your body in order. This is gonna take a while. Probably like a full 8 days. Hey, like real world Metal Eater here, and not the totally non-conspicuous self-insert because I felt like it Metal Eater. So, yeah, that was a smooth little lining, like 8 days. The amount of time I've not been posting. Hey! Hey! And yes, that's the canon time that Izuku's dead for. 8 days. So, the only real thing he cares about, because, well, he stopped giving a shit about his family after he died, the only thing he really actually cares about is his sister. More specifically, when the moment she breaks down. Up to this point, he's just felt hollow. Yeah, he's felt hollow and just unable to process this. It's like Basically, his trauma finally caught up with him, and he's just become hollow and sad at the treatment he got from his family. Hell, his sister, who he had to actively read bedtime stories to, and, well, sleep in the same bed as, because when she was younger, she suffered from intense nightmares. Because here's a little fun fact: her quirk comes with minor precognition. Yeah, she can see the worst possible timelines whenever she sleeps. Now, Izuku, well, a little caveat to this quirk is she will see the best possible timelines if someone sleeps with her. So for years, Izuku needed to sleep next to her so she didn't stay awake from the horrific things that I could do with this what if. Like, honestly, if I make a continuation, 25 likes for that. But I could do some very fucked up things in a lot of my what ifs, if I'm being honest. Like, I actively restrain myself with these videos, which says a lot considering my standards. I am not okay. That was a joke, but, like, seriously, if I wanted to, I could go much darker. Much. But, YouTube. I don't want to get decapitated. Yeah. But I can create some very morally apprehensible shit. I don't know why I'm saying this like it's something to be proud of. But yeah, back to the what if. Izuku, well, when his sister broke down, just fucking broke down, felt a twinge in his heart. And, well, whatever, well, his brotherly instincts from when he was still alive, just, he felt sad. He didn't really care for anyone else's little pretenses at his funeral. To him, his care towards them died when he did, but he just can't get rid of the brotherly feeling he gets whenever he looks at his sister. He can't get rid of the just urge to hug her right now. As he's just looking at his sister, quite annoyed that he doesn't have a physical body to just squeeze the life out of her and, well, rip out the throats of everyone else. A cyan blue and hot pink portal would just kind of, well, open up next to him as, like, a thumbs up would just emerge from it as it would just slowly recoil back inside as, like, Izuku would stare on confused, but then realize, he said the weird man said 8 days. I guess it has been 8 days, so my body's probably, well, I guess technically my soul and body are probably ready. He would say, looking down at his hands, which now let out a somewhat almost radiant cyan blue and hot pink kind of coloration. He finds it weird because, well, the liches he read about, their magics were green, but he just assumes this is the result of the vampire side and whatever bullshit that strange man had planned. So, anyway, Izuku deciding to have some fun because, well, once again, he hates literally everyone there except for his sister. Deciding to have some fun, he would decide to test out some of his lich abilities. Anyway, we cut back to Ichino's still crying over Izuku's coffin, as the sound of a piano would just randomly start playing. They would all look around, very confused on what's going on, until Izuku's coffin fucking opens. Like, he fucking pushes it open, as, like, his hand would just kind of raise out, as it would just start moving in the kind of gestures a conductor would start making. As well, he does this. The piano music would continue to play, and Ichinos is just backing up, horrified. As, like, All Might can think whilst he's there is, all for one, you tricky fuck, you're alive, aren't you? Like, using my son's body as a corpse puppet to insult me? Oh, I will punch off your head again. As while the classical piano music would continue playing, just gave my cat a kiss on the forehead. Oh, she's so cute. You know what? Before we continue, look at this good girl. Look at her. She is so fucking adorable. Look at this. Good catty. Oh, you're such a cute cat. Here, Jean, my baby. Bitch. So, yeah, back to the what if. Well, the odd classical music would continue playing as All Might just gets ready to use One for All. As in a burst of, blue and pink light, like hot cyan, like bright blue and pink. Oh my goodness, hair is in my nose. Cat hair. Because I had an itch on my nose, then scratched it, but since I was driving patchy, cat hair got in there, so yeah. Anyway, so this hot blue and hot pink light would just begin, accumulating and, would create this kind of eye that would look around, as well as Izuku's corpse would snap its fingers, and the light and eye would just disappear. Spiral pattern eye, as it would disappear and spread throughout the graveyard. As Izuku would just kind of sit up and just kind of he's getting used to his body again, so he would just kind of bend unnaturally up, as you would say, like his arms stretch back behind him, twist and make a cracking sound. Well, no cracking sound. His arms just move like they're double jointed without making the cracking sound that comes with it. So his arms just bend backwards as he would just kind of do a handstand out of his coffin type beat, as he would just, like a fucking spider, just stand on it like a fucking spider. Not like Spider-Man, like he is leaning back like something out of The Exorcist. He is like something out of The Exorcist right now, as like a fucking spider, he would just begin scurrying around, as All Might's getting very angry, as he would just get up and yell, "Okay, what the fuck villain is deciding to..." Oh, good grief, brain dysphasia has stopped. What the fuck villain is deciding to mutilate my son's corpse? Like, I get Toshinori's entire thing is that he's a retired hero, in quotation marks, to keep his whole hero life a secret. So All Might's just like, okay, I get I'm a retired hero, but this is too far. Who the fuck kind of villain would be doing this to my son? As Izuku's head would just kind of... Izuku would stand up, facing away, as his head would go 360 degrees to just turns around with an unsettling crack, like he's a fucking owl. Just crack, and his head is now 360 degrees, facing All Might, as he would say, hey, as he would go, "Oh, I'm your son now. Huh. So I guess those years of making your bed in the morning, preparing you a lovely little feast, and cleaning an entire fucking mansion on my own finally got me some kind of respect from you. Oh, too bad I don't want it." Also, quick little side note, Izuku's eyes, like specifically the color bit of the eyes, I believe it's called the iris, and the pupil. The iris and the pupil, those bits are just merged together. They are merged together and are just hot pink and blue in a spiral type of pattern. Yes, yes, those are colors I really like, and they're colors that I think represent stress very well. And I just very much so like the colors, okay? I just really enjoy those colors together. And yes, I like Spiral Eyes a lot too. That's why I'm putting it in. So, yeah. Like, Ichinos doesn't know what to say or do because it could be a villain possessing her brother. It could be an unexpected quirk awakening. She could have gotten her wish for her brother back, and yeah, like she doesn't know what to do. As like Izuku would just twist around like a Looney Tunes character to face them, with multiple unsettling cracks as his body like contorts and then regenerates, as Izuku would give them a fanged smile as he would say, "As it turns out, that little thing I carved into my wrist when I was poisoned actually seems to work." Neat. Anyway, I don't like any of you except for you, sis. Like, you're the only person who I've minorly forgiven. You would just kind of point at Ichino's, like, that whole breaking down thing really saved you. Anyway, fuck you all, except for you. He would just kind of say under his breath while pointing to Ichino's, as Izuku would just snap his fingers and fucking disappear. Everyone's thinks it was a villain. Emphasis on thinks. They don't know what to do, and they're all just blankly staring as Izuku just disappeared. Just fucking teleported. As like he would just teleport atop a random ass building like behind them. They're all too stunned to do anything. As he would just look at them, silent rage bubbling up as he would just disappear. Anyway, I'm ending this what if off here. Happy Spooky Month, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. My cat Patchy is very soft. Just shedding a lot recently. But, yeah. Goodbye.